Waiters, what Valentine's Day disasters have you witnessed?
Back when I served food at one of those super touristy seafood restaurants, I worked a Valentine's Day double shift. For lunch, this younger couple came in, celebrating their 1-year anniversary. I offered my congratulations and proceeded to do my usual spiel before taking orders. The girl looked more and more dismayed the longer I talked. Finally, I got to the end and asked if there were any allergies. She looked directly at her boyfriend and said, "Yes, I'm allergic to fish and shellfish." Then she looked over at me, very sad. I made sure every aspect of her meal was safe for her, but it was that look of, "We've been dating a year, and he still takes me to a restaurant that could kill me." That really did it for me.
It was like a movie. I was bartending at an Italian restaurant, not a fancy one, but still, and it was pretty much full of Valentine's dates. A guy walked in and sat at the bar by himself, looking pretty down. He asked for a whiskey, so I poured it and told him it was on the house because he looked like he needed it. He proceeded to tell me his story. He had come to the city to surprise his girlfriend for Valentine's, taking about a 5-hour bus trip between cities. And he sure surprised her. She was in her dorm room, sleeping with one of his friends from high school. He didn't know what to do, so he just walked into the first place that sold alcohol. I poured as much whiskey as he wanted and watched the Raptors game with him. Never saw him again. It's cliché, but it happened. Edit. Watch the Raptors isn't a euphemism, we literally watched the basketball game.
It was a packed Valentine's Day dinner shift when a guy walked in, holding a giant bouquet of roses. He confidently told the hostess he had a reservation, only to be met with confusion. His name wasn't on the list. Insisting his girlfriend booked it, he checked his phone. His face went from excited to confused to furious. Turns out, she had made a reservation, at a different restaurant. With someone else. Stunned, he just sighed, handed the roses to the hostess, and muttered, "Well, happy Valentine's Day, I guess," before walking out. The hostess kept the flowers. She earned them.
It was supposed to be the perfect proposal. He called ahead, ordered champagne, and hid the ring in a slice of cheesecake. Valentine's night, the restaurant was packed. He drops to one knee, takes her hand, and pops the question. The place goes silent. Then she laughs. Not a giggle. A full-on, tear-streaming cackle. "Oh my God," she wheezes. "You thought I was serious?" Turns out, she planned to break up with him tonight. The restaurant watches as she grabs her purse, kisses his forehead like a toddler, and walks out. The guy just sits there, stunned. The waiter having to bring the bill after that was just the final awkward cherry on top of an already disastrous night.
A guy and his date came in for Valentine's Day. They had a great time, ate a lot of food, drank a lot of wine, and got along really well with my coworker, who was their server. About 2 months later, they came back and requested my coworker again. He happily agreed to serve them. He went up to greet them, and the guy introduced his wife to him. My coworker casually mentioned how much he had enjoyed serving them on Valentine's Day. They went quiet. The wife got up and left. The guy just lowered his head. Turns out he had brought his mistress in on Valentine's Day, but my coworker hadn't realized he was with a different woman this time, so he didn't think anything of it. We never saw the guy again.